The thing that pissed V off the most about ruining her life and dishonoring her family was the absurd amount of work she'd put into her own downfall. Like most people who fucked themselves over, V had not actually woken up one morning and said to herself, "Ah, today's the day. Commence Operation Fuckover." She had, instead, very modestly planned on making her childhood dream come true. At no point was said childhood dream supposed to morph into a nightmare, much less one largely of her own making. Later, much later, people would ask why she did it. Did she think she could get away with it? Did she ever wonder if she'd get caught? Did she even understand that what she did was wrong at all? It could have been avoided, some would cluck. Or, how stupid not to see how much trouble you'd create for yourself. Or, worst of all, you should have known better. And V, with the benefit of hindsight, no matter how she turned the words over in her head, never came up with a satisfactory answer. Except this. In the grand, toiling, earnestly misguided process of ruining her own life, she hadn't ever once considered what would happen next. That was the thing about nightmares, after all. The worst were always the ones you never saw coming. Dear Miss Viola Elizabeth Gion Park, it has been brought to the attention of the Admissions Committee of the Global Alliance of Nations Academy for Combat and Cybernetic Arts that you have been found guilty of improper tampering with the 10th Annual Entrance Exams. Given the seriousness of this violation, you are hereby denied entry to the Academy, and furthermore, barred from additional attempts to sit any future entrance exam. Appropriate representatives of the GAN Council and the GAN Academy, and members of the North American Barricade Coalition Board for Mech Pilot Certification, will convene in 2 weeks' time to determine the status of your current piloting license. Depending on the findings of our collective efforts, consequences of your misconduct may include the termination of your license. With regards, Carolyn Winchester, Headmaster, GAN Academy. Nolan Goldstein Davies, Examiner. Fernando Diaz, Examiner. Jacinda Rogers, Examiner. Once upon a time, Viola Park had dreamed of ending wars and taming dragons. It wasn't such a far-fetched goal, so far as childhood dreams went. After all, ending wars and taming dragons was a bit of a family business. People called the Parks a lot of things. Defenders of democracy, if you loved them. Machiavellian assholes, if you hated them. But no one could deny that they were big, fat overachievers when it came to warfare and politics. Theirs was an old, canny family of soldiers and politicians alike, as stalwart and seemingly indestructible as the North American cities where they'd made their home. Or built their empire, depending on your perspective. Without the Parks, there would be no global alliance of nations, and without the GAN, unscrupulous arms dealers, hand-selling their rogue battle bots and dangerously experimental AI, would have blown every last functioning government on Earth to smithereens by now. V couldn't remember a point in her life when she couldn't name at least one family member serving in the GAN Peacekeeper Corps, and another sitting on the GAN Council. Parks protected what was theirs, whether it was a city, a continent, or the entire world. V's parents, both of them Peacekeeper pilots, had died for it. The aunts who'd taken her in afterward, one a GAN politician and the other a GAN mech engineer, had made it abundantly clear that it was the way of things in their clan. You lived to uphold GAN creed, or died trying. So the year Viola turned 18, it went without saying that she'd be sitting the entrance exams for the GAN Academy for Combat and Cybernetic Arts. She'd never really doubted she'd pass. After all, that was the roadmap she'd been following her entire life. The GAN, her eternal true north. Attend New Columbia Prep for 3 years, earn straight A's, turn 18, sit the GAN entrance exam, pass with flying colors on the first try, transfer to the academy before senior year, graduate in another 3, and go directly into a plum job among the Peacekeepers. It was easy to be certain of your destiny when no one had ever called it into question.